Have you ever wondered how cruel was the tool of industrialization? Well, it was so cruel that today neo-Luddites would have to do 140 millions of loss for the main corporations to match that from 1812. What this means is that in 2027 we will achieve it by ruining the project of OpenAI. Crazy, right? I bet it is. Okay, but seriously, why am I talking about this? Well, yesterday I have seen a very good video that you have probably seen also. It's about Amelia, our beloved based golf girl. It was made by Skybrows with a use of AI. It is the second AI masterpiece that has hit the YouTube feed, second only to Put Them in the Box. And you know what? This made me think about the art and modern perception of it. How it was made, by whom, what was the goal. You know, the usual stuff. Because who uses AI? They are usually corporations, right-wingers, shitposters, and lonely people. Because of that, the most vocal parts of art community and the left scream obscenities about the use of the AI. If you are listening to this and you belong to any of these two groups, I can assure you we are not doing anything useful with it. Also, I understand your sentiment, because personally, I am a writer. And I know how hurtful it is for someone to see the art in which you seem to specialize in, or at least try to specialize in, being made with use of artificial intelligence. On the other hand, it is impossible to take you seriously when this is considered an expertise within the subject. And I believe that this is the main reason why this conflict exists. The artists, usually leftists, say that there is no worth in creation if it was not made by a human. And it is understandable. On the other hand, you have people that say that something must inherently make sense if you want this to be art. And whatever you want to say about the AI, they can make a pretty looking picture. And you cannot say that 100% of work was made by AI, because there must have been the human that made in the prompt. And here starts the bullshit. When does an inherent value come into play? There is only one place where it exists, and it is religion. By rules of the universe, nothing must be worth anything, unless you believe that there is a god that said what it was. Well, not only said, that he commanded what it was. The broadly considered right-wing persons believe that there is an inherent worth in things chosen by the Catholic Church, or that are adjacent to the teachings of Catholic Church. Personal safety, family, sometimes honor, sometimes adventure, usually consistency. Still, in the postmodern world, the ends justify the means. And we must remember that this goes on both sides, especially as of late. Personally, I do not use AI for art. I have my friends to do it. And value of their work is self-evident, because I look fabulous. Usually I just throw shit at it and see what sticks. And sometimes I use it as an overvalued search tab that it is. But how does the right wing use it, aside of making masterpieces with Asmongold and Amelia? Usually they use it for posters and memes, ones that go for Minnesota protesters as of late. They usually set aside each other protests after Kirk's death and protests after George Floyd's death. Well, AI made pictures inspired by both of these. There are three ways that left wing usually responds to these. There are death threats, but these are regular on both sides. There is January 6th, which is both correct and incorrect counter-argument. And of course, they say that right-wing cannot create art. When they get countered by pointing out the existence of Tolkien, they say that he was problematic, because he, at the time, did not support the church burners in Spain. Also, this bullshit. For every has-been hotel, which is by itself an original creation of the woke left, there is a black Aragorn and gay Jaskier. The end result of all that brawl between the AI users and AI haters is that we have talentless artists on both sides, some real artists that do not join the discourse, the broken market of computer components, actual artists that join the discourse but use AI for better work quality, video game creators that use AI for enhanced process, the artists that use AI for amplified result of their work, and retarded memes. What a time to be alive.